Year one, the Werners let me live with them. Year two, I was in an apartment in Tigard. Year three, four, five, and six, I lived up in the McGrains guest house. Met them at the auction. They bought a used Jaguar, which Mickey thought, are you crazy? We don't need another car. And I had just learned how to run the soundboard in the Performing Arts Center. It was 1997. And the auction was over. We followed the bar out to the parking lot. And then I grabbed 4 bottles of alcohol. I don't know if this can be used or not, but took it in the Performing Arts Center. The McGrains came in, Judy came in, and about 8 other people. And I went into Gail Fleener's classroom. Oh, I don't want to change. I went into Gail Fleener's classroom and I grabbed the best of Motown, Grease soundtrack, Stevie Ray Vaughan, and was probably the Boston's greatest hits. And I went up to the sound booth in the PAC and I cranked up. I put it on like 5.7.9, whatever it is, where all the speakers were on. And we had an after party. Father Hayes heard it. I remember him coming towards me as I was carrying 2 bottles of booze. And he went, boop, and he turned around and he went the other direction. And I thought, whew, maybe he didn't see me. And then the next day he said, I did see you. I didn't think it was worth the fight. I thought, let him go. And we went to Caro's restaurant, which is no longer there, on Canyon. And Mrs. McGrain asked me a funny question, and she said, how much are you paying for rent? And I said, well, I just met you. I don't know. I told her. She goes, we've got this little guest house up on our property that just sits empty. And it would be so nice if there was somebody that, kept it occupied. And so the next day, she said, I'll leave it unlocked. The next day I went up and I looked at it. I thought, oh my God, I could totally live here. And look how close I am to work. I mean, just down the hill. And it took me 3 months to actually agree to move in because I was just starting to grow roots in my rental and feeling like my own, like this is my place. And so I had so many questions when Mr. McGrain would call me and he'd say, when are you going to move in? Well, am I going to be able to hang pictures on the wall? Jack, you can do whatever you want. Can I have company? Jack, like I said, you can do whatever you want. How often will the kids come down and knock on the door? Never, unless you give them permission. Can I turn my music up loud? As long as we can't hear it. And the houses were very far apart, so one time they heard it. So after all my questions were answered, they went on a trip, and Mickey said, you can use the Suburban to start moving stuff in. And I moved in that weekend they were gone, and it was the most wonderful 4 years, getting to watch the twins. They went to Bridal Mile, Stephen and Ryan. Now they're married. They have their own homes. Ryan has 2 kids. Michael has 3 or 4 kids. Jay and Mo have kids. Robert doesn't have any kids, but he's running the Jeep dealership. I mean, they were all kids, and now they're men. 5 boys. Oh my gosh, the stories. But that's another day.
It's different stuff.
Different stuff, yeah.